So I just got back from a free sneak screening of the movie Together, and I can confidently say that this is the kind of horror film I would survive. So Together is the new horror film that's distributed by Neon, which is probably my current favorite film production company as of right now, and has Michael Shanks in his first ever directorial debut, and stars Alison Brie and Dave Franco, and they star as this couple who move to the countryside but find themselves encountering a mysterious force that horrifically causes changes in their bodies. So this film premiered at the 2025 Sundance Film Festival, and it doesn't initially release until the 30th of July. I was lucky enough to get free tickets at a sneak screening that's at a theater that's not too far from me. And I got an email saying that this film was overbooked, and I showed up and I was literally the only one in line. I was like, wow, maybe I got here a little too early. But then that line got long real quick, but I was fortunate enough to be in the front. And as packed as that theater was, everybody was locked into the screen. It was actually pretty intense. Although I do think this film is better experienced in the theater and maybe with a date, because this film does revolve around a couple and just twisted, sick, horrific body horror. And it's no surprise that Dave Franco and Alison Brie have such good chemistry because they are a married couple in real life. But I feel like this is probably Dave Franco's like a top performance from his filmography. He does a really good job here. And I remember he also had his directorial debut with his film The Rental, which also starred Alison Brie. Or what I really loved him in, the Disaster Artist with his brother James Franco. Oh, hi, Mark. What a story, Mark. I knew quick off the bat that there was comparisons to The Thing and The Fly, those 80s practical effects, disgusting ass movies that I fucking love. But what happens, they end up falling into a cave, and then something happens to where they're all tripped out, and Michael Shanks does a really good job of making you feel claustrophobic in that tunnel. There's even a moment where Dave Franco's character goes in there later on where I'm just like, okay, can we fucking leave already? And then you soon find out what's down there, and you're like, oh, fuck no. But the body horror is actually pretty effective here, and certain images and sequences will stick with you, and there is a lot of unsettling practical effects. The score too is also very unsettling. Even at the end, we use a score. I'm not even gonna lie, sounds very identical to the score at the ending of Hereditary, but it also has some pretty clever and well-crafted jump scares, and a lot of like contorted body parts and crackling and all that stuff. Really good use of sound too. I don't think this is a spoiler. I think it's in the trailer, but there is a moment where the couple's asleep in the bed, and you just hear hair, and then when she turns on the lamp, you see what's actually happening, and you're like, oh fuck. Great use of comedy too, with very effective cuts. Because when you see the trailer, you see this couple getting stuck together, and in the film too, like when they're pulling each other, like they're pulling apart from each other, and you see that skin stretching, it's very squirming, I guess you could say. But there's very effective cuts where they're in pain and something happens, and then it cuts to them just like eating dinner or something, and just moments where Dave Franco is just wandering off outside. Something as simple as that, where it's like, dude, go to fuck home. Because he's trying to be like this musician or whatever. And he's like 35 years old, living with his girlfriend. And by the way, she's a terrific girlfriend. There was a casting choice where when I saw this character come onto screen the very first time, I was like, okay, that guy is sus. And to my understanding, it's very predictable by the time you reach the end of the film, and you're like, ah, shit, here we go. Writer-director Michael Shanks, his third act kind of, wouldn't say necessarily fumble, because it is saved by these brilliant performances from Dave Franco and Alison Brie, but they lock into the offbeat humor for this film's premise, and the special effects are also amazing here. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of like The Substance, The Thing. Really good body horror films. It's like it borrows from all of it without being a total ripoff. Is this one of the year's best horror films? Possibly. It's up there. It's this wild horror romance. Brie and Franco go completely all in with the gleefully strange concept that's some of their best work yet. Shank's screenplay is a great blend of unrelenting horror and laughably uncomfortable moments. Brie and Franco, who also serve as producers, lend star power. But yeah, moral of the story, just stay single. That ain't a problem with me. But anyways, thank you guys as always for watching my review of Together. I can't wait to hear what everybody else thinks of it. I see a little bit of reviews out there, but don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below what movies y'all want me to check out here on the channel next. I'm Matt, and I'll see you guys in the next video.